Whoever believed that Jake Paul was going to win, that was an absolute fairy tale. There was never a world in which Jake Paul was going to beat Anthony Joshua.
Jake Paul versus Anthony Joshua is over. Thank God. Thank God it's over. What a joke of a fight.
From the minute he got into that ring, to get on the back foot and just start running around, it was quite pathetic, to be honest with you.
Whoever believed that Jake Paul was going to win this? Seriously, I need you to go to the nearest mirror, look yourself in the eye, and admit you were living in a fairy tale written by the Netflix marketing department.
You can't lose to a guy that's perceived to be a YouTuber, even though
matchmaking and a lot of talk about changing the sport.
Jake Paul is concerned because that's not boxing. He was just trying to survive. And when you try to survive in a fight,
the pretty boy experiment is officially over. Thank God. Seriously, thank God it's over. What a joke of a fight. From the minute Jake stepped into that ring to get on the back foot and start running around, it was pathetic.
He's an idiot. There is no reason.
If Anthony Joshua puts 10-ounce gloves on and gets in a boxing ring and Jake Paul is in the other corner, this won't last long. This will last as long as Josh wants it to last.
There was never a world, not in this timeline, not in a Marvel multiverse timeline, where Jake Paul was going to beat Anthony Joshua. Jake just got brutally crumbled by actual boxing experts after his hilarious yet embarrassing loss.
Dude's got balls. Dude's got balls to stand in there with AJ, who had been off, so his chin is refreshed. He's ready to fight.
Yes, the experiment ended with broken jaws, busted ribs, and the kind of damage you get when confidence meets heavyweight physics. From the opening bell, Jake Paul adopted a survival strategy that made Usain Bolt look slow. He utilized lateral movement and defensive footwork to keep distance from Joshua's devastating power. Experts like Teddy Atlas and Carl Froch aren't calling it movement. They're calling it a marathon. He was just trying to survive.
You know, you're going to get knocked out anyway, dude. Like, I was hoping I could say, you know what, because he earned the respect of boxing fans by going out on his shield. The guy just ran for his life. I just watched Jake Paul run for his life for like 5-6 rounds.
I try to be responsible. I've been in this game 50 years, so I know where not to step, where you could twist an ankle, or worse, you could break a...
And when you try to survive in a fight, then the other guy can't knock you out easily because you're not looking to win. You're looking for the exit. If Anthony Joshua puts 10-ounce gloves on and gets in a ring, and Jake Paul is in the other corner, this lasts exactly as long as Joshua wants it to last. AJ was the cat, Jake was a laser pointer, and the laser pointer was malfunctioning. You get paid $90 million to just survive? That's not a boxing match. That's a heist.
You get paid $90 million to just survive? To just survive? He just survived. Like, he just ran around the ring. I mean, this guy literally never tried to win a second of the fight. He was trying to throw a home run punch every once in a while. And notice every time he got in the clinch, he just went down. Like, he just hugged Anthony Joshua and then like would go down, and the referee would call it a slip and give him a break. And like
Joshua controlled the distance like someone who had been doing this for over a decade. He set traps, dictated the pace, and let Paul burn energy chasing moments that never came. Paul talked all week about knockouts.
Anthony Joshua is trying to find him. As the fight goes longer, all those big actions, the shots, the big overhand rights, all those things are starting to fatigue.
Joshua showed up at work. The contrast was not subtle. Joshua came in with more than 25 professional wins and a resume that starts with Olympic gold. Jake came in with 13 fights, none against active heavyweights, and none that demanded elite defensive discipline.
The way you beat a guy like that, you're not going to outbox him. If you're waiting on him and he's initiating and he's feinting you into counters and then he's countering the counter.
Even while I think a heavyweight has a chance in any fight, a puncher's chance, I don't think Jake Paul has anything for Anthony Joshua.
Do you respect him for taking it?
Yeah, you have to because that's terrifying.
When you lack elite defensive habits, the division itself becomes the opponent. You're not just fighting a man. You're fighting physics, mass, leverage, and consequences. Now we get to the peak, yapping. Jake is sitting on his podcast, sipping water through a straw, and calling Francis Ngannou low-key soft. Think about the sheer, unadulterated audacity of this. Jake's logic is, Francis got slept in 2 rounds. I made it to 6. Therefore, I am the tougher man. Logic check. 1. Francis stood in the center of the ring and tried to actually box AJ. He took the risk, and he paid the price. 2. Jake ran 4 miles around the ring and took 4 slips that were actually hidden knockdowns. 3. Francis left the ring with his pride. You left with 4 titanium plates and 8 screws in your face.
Honestly, what do you want the guy to do? I mean, this guy ran for his life in a 22 by 22 foot ring. That ring was huge. That ring was huge.
Calling the baddest man on the planet soft, while your mandible is being held together by Home Depot hardware, is a level of trolling that should be studied in universities. It's delusional, it's hilarious, and it's why your fans love you and the purists want to see you in a witness protection program. Every time the clinch got too heavy, Jake just sat down. He called it energy conservation. He told the podcast, "Why would I waste energy holding up a 250 pounds man?"
It looked like that was the moment he was going to throw in the towel and say, you know what, I'm done, I'm injured, I'm hurt, I don't want to do that. But hats off to him, he got up and he kept fighting. We get to the 6th round and you can just
Translation, I was terrified and my legs were gone. Optically, it looked like a middle schooler trying to survive a fight with a PE teacher. The referee was literally yelling, "The fans didn't pay for this crap." And he was right. We paid to see the knockout, not a game of ring around the rosy.
But Joshua just ate that. And I think when Anthony saw he could take those punches and they could really do no damage to him, it even boosted his confidence more. Because then he got even more reckless in his approach to getting after
Pointed
Paul.
out that heavyweight fundamentals do not forgive. Joshua entered professional boxing after a deep amateur career that included over 150 bouts. That number matters because amateurs are where timing, defense, and survival instincts are built. Jake Paul entered with 0. Not a short run. None. That gap does not close with confidence or a high-budget training camp. It closes with years.
You knew that Anthony Joshua was going to eventually land something that hurt Jake Paul. And you know how you know the boxing world wanted it to be brutal? Because Rosendo was sitting here and he goes, I hope he gets knocked out.
Joshua had them. Paul did not. You can sell curiosity. You can sell novelty. But you cannot skip the infrastructure of boxing and expect heavyweight outcomes to bend for you. We get to the 6th round, and you can just tell that it's over. Joshua finally found his rhythm.
Punching heavyweight, and fake Paul's never been in with a heavyweight. Like I said earlier, he lost to Tommy Fury, a cruiserweight. He lost to him. Tommy Fury's not even British level, so you can't chuck fake Paul in with Anthony Joshua and take
He
it
snapped
serious.
Paul back with a sharp right hand followed by a left hook. Moments later, AJ detonated a crushing right hand that floored Paul in the corner. That right hand travels at 40 miles per hour. When that punch lands, careers pause. Jake's jaw didn't just break. It became a jigsaw puzzle. Post-fight examination revealed a double fracture.
In my life, I think my jaw is broken, by the way, so yeah. Let's go! It's definitely broke. But,
A clean break on the left and a hairline on the right. Simon Jordan was ruthless. He called the challenge absurd and said money does not justify ignoring competitive reality. He was offended by the mismatch. And he's right. A 2-time heavyweight champion is not a marketing prop. Treating him like one is how people get permanently hurt. What made the reaction harsher was that even the crossover supporters started to pull back. They admitted this fight exposed a hard ceiling. You can beat the
Anthony Joshua, who's now 5 inches bigger than you, maybe more, or 4 or 5 inches, and about 100 pounds heavier. You just don't go from there.
beat the
right
Ben
to there.
Askerons of the world. You might even beat a 58-year-old Mike Tyson. But you do not, under any circumstances, jump into the deep end with shark like AJ and expect to come out with your face intact. Jake's excuse? I just gassed out. No, Jake, you didn't gas out. You were dismantled. You were feeling the power of a man who actually knows how to sit on his punches. You said you needed more than 3 weeks. Bro, you could have had 3 years in a time machine, and the result would be the same. Lennox Lewis said it best.
Because he got hit clean by one of the biggest punchers, acclaimed, a lot of accolades, world champion heavyweight, and he went down and didn't get up. And honestly,
Jake Paul was in shape for this fight. But let's be honest. How do you get in shape to take a sledgehammer to the face? You don't. You either have the pedigree or you don't. At the end of the day, Jake Paul is the only one who can get his jaw broken and still feel like he won.
it was exactly what it needed to be tonight for this fight and for this fight. It was fun. It was crazy at times with the wrestling and all the grabbing and the clenching. The referee saying the fans didn't pay for this shit, all the dirty tackles.
He's already calling it a warrior story. He's already moving the goalposts. But for the boxing fans, this was a cleansing of the palate. It was a reminder that this sport is not a game. It is not a podcast segment. It is 1v1 combat where physics and skill are the ultimate judges. Anthony Joshua did what he was supposed to do. He stopped the circus.